Hi, and welcome to Total Restoration. I'm your host, Happy Coach Kaylee, and I am bringing you today's Bible verse, which is coming from John chapter 11, verse 35. And the verse is very simple. It's actually the shortest verse in the Bible, and it is Yeshua Wept. Yes, it's the easiest verse to teach children in Bible school. At least I found that to be true. And what does Yeshua wept? Where did it come from? Well, it came because Yeshua got the news that someone he loved dearly, Lazarus, had passed away. And I'm sure it wasn't just Lazarus that caused Yeshua to weep, to cry, to feel this heart-wrenching emotion. I'm sure it was a lot of things. The Lord saw many things while he was here on earth, and he felt all things on the cross, and he is also all God and all man. So he knew these things before they happened, and he knew they were going to happen. And so, like the rest of us, it got to a point where it made him cry. Now, if the Lord is able to cry, surely we must cry too. When we see what's going on in any country and all the countries and all throughout the world, I mean, wouldn't it make you cry? Doesn't it make you cry? And if it doesn't, then are you paying attention to what's going on? The good news is even when we are crying, even when things look dead, even when things are, when people do die, maybe, in this case, Lazarus died, and in your case, people in your family may have died. And what the Lord did for Lazarus, which was resurrecting him after he was dead for a couple of days, we all may not come back, right? Our family members may not all come back. Stuff that dies off may not come back. But I believe it's more than just bringing Lazarus back that the Lord resurrected. He resurrected hope for those that were looking upon Lazarus. He showed us that dead bones can live. He showed us that when things die, something new is birthed from it. Lazarus still died at some point, right? We're all going to die at some point because that's what flesh does. It was created to die. See, when we were created in the garden, we weren't created with flesh, which I know a lot of people may not know. But we weren't created with organs and all that stuff at the beginning of creation. That happened after the fall. So the bodies we now all possess, this wasn't the plan that God intended for us, but it was the plan he knew would come about because of he knew what Adam and Eve was going to do, right? He's all-knowing, all-powerful, all-sovereign. He's omnipotent. You can't stop him, right? So if that is the case, then don't you know in your dead situation the Lord can restore? Don't you know when people pass away, the Lord had a plan for their life and for their death? Just because you die here don't mean you die in purpose. Don't mean your destiny is dead. Don't mean your legacy is dead. It just means that your legacy has been fulfilled to the point that it was supposed to be for this time. So I want to encourage you all and remind you that the Lord has looked upon your pain and looked upon your frustration and sees the things that are going on and around and about your life, and he cares about you. He says to cast your burdens on me, for I care about you. So when people say, oh, nobody cares, God don't care about you. God don't care about what you're going through. He don't see the stuff you're going through. And if he does, he must not care because he's not doing anything. I know some of y'all have heard it. I've heard it. I've heard people tell me that. But I want to encourage you that if the Lord wept for Lazarus, why might you think he won't weep for you? Why won't you think he don't cry for you? He don't intercede for you? The Bible says, I go up and I sit at the right hand of the Father so that I may intercede for you, so that I may be a witness for you. He covers you. He covers us that belong to him. So I want to encourage you and remind you that the Lord wept for Lazarus, and there is no telling how much he has wept for you. He sacrificed his life for you and for all those that choose to believe and take the gift of salvation. So I encourage you to continue to watch this program, Total Restoration, so that you may be totally restored and live the life that the Lord intended for you to. Totally balanced with total well-being. And come back next week. Next week, we're going to have another program for you as every week. And I'm your host, Happy Coach Kaylee. You can find me online at happycoachklee.com. And you can watch this program and every program at tugnetwork.us. And also be sure to connect with us on Facebook and social media. Instagram for me is Kaylee Coach. On Twitter and Instagram is She's All That Kaylee. And I look forward to connecting with you and seeing how the Lord is just working a total miracle in your life. You know, He says He'll take us from glory to glory. So be encouraged, be inspired. And I'll see you again next week right here on Total Restoration. Bye-bye for now.